What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Untitled Friday show. I am your host, Kyle Tyson. Lacking Sebastian and any other co-host this week. It's okay, though. We're going to push forward. Whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Before we dive into that, though, let me tell you a little bit about the show. This is the Untitled show. We usually on Fridays. I like to talk about a little bit of news. If I have guests on, we like to get into like personal topics, find out a little bit more about guests. I put a post on Twitter today that, you know, we're all wrestling fans, but what else do we got going on? So usually Friday nights is a good time to go over that. I don't have any guests, so I'll just say my hobbies. I like photography and Photoshop. But before we get into the news, man, there's a whole bunch of stuff, including breaking NXT news. Like, apparently, they just laid off a ton of people, and the reports are flying in. Twitter's going crazy right now. I'm trying to keep up with it. Before we get into that, please follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. We're live every Friday, Sunday, and Thursday for the She Elite podcast. Untitled Friday show, and then of course on Sundays we just rewind all the action from Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Dynamite, and NXT. So make sure to follow us there. If you're over on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It greatly helps us out. It lets YouTube kind of, you know, put out there and suggested video boxes to try and get us more subs and more views, which always help out the show. Of course, you're on podcasts, listening to the audio version, man. I don't know what you do with that stuff. Leave a comment, share. Anything's really appreciated. And then lastly, if you want to support the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/SmackedRawPodcast. We have a bevy of reward tiers over there. I am going to update it. It's a little dated right now. I'm going to go ahead and get that thing a fresh coat of paint, some new rewards, but don't hesitate to head on over there now. We got plenty of stuff as it is. But if you're not into that subscription stuff, you can hit us up on PayPal. PayPal.me SmackedRaw. But our Smacked Raw pod, excuse me. We appreciate any help you have towards Smacked Raw. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. Really appreciate all you guys that have been supporting the show along the way. Wouldn't be able to do this as frequently as we do it if it weren't for your guys' help. So thank you all very much. Where to dive in? I guess the breaking news is the big topic. Apparently NXT is doing some house cleaning. According to the group chat, and I'm going to see if I can't verify this while I'm going over it, tonight during SmackDown, this is breaking news, WWE has released Bobby Fish, which is crazy, Undisputed Era, he's in the Diamond Mine program, Bronson Reed, who just had the North American Championship belt, I'm pretty sure that the shit still smells like him, Jake Atlas, Ari Sterling, Kona Reeves, Leon Ruff, another former North American champ, Steven Smith, Tyler Rust, another person involved in the Diamond Mine. Diamond Mine has just been doomed from the start. People were released before the faction was officially debuted that were supposed to be in it. Now, people that are actively in the story with it are being released. Zachariah Smith, Asher Hale, Giant Zangier, Mercedes Martinez. This is, of course, coming off of the heels of all of the mass releases that has been taking place this year and, of course, last year. Crazy stuff. I gotta tell you, the theory. I'm not even gonna hesitate to say it. WWE is preparing to sell. That is what this is. They are gearing themselves to sell. I'm not saying it's gonna happen like 6 months from now or even maybe a year from now, maybe 2024. But yeah, I think they're done with all this managing it. I think they're just trying to prep themselves for instead of having to renegotiate their deals with Fox and USA. I think they're just cleaning house, preparing for one big sell, and then Disney can take over. It's gonna be crazy. Saw a little clip. Now, none of this is official. I'm going completely by the stuff I am stumbling upon on Twitter. Feel free to leave in the comments if you're coming across any of this as well. But I got a snippet here, apparently from PW Insider. They are reporting that WWE has plans to repackage NXT with a new logo, new lighting, and a different format to the shows. It is also said that the idea is for there to be more focus on younger talent going forward. The house cleaning, in quotes, tonight appears to be part of working towards that direction for better or for worse. Man, I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad about NXT, man. That show once was such the juggernaut force of premier professional wrestling, the alternative. You know, I myself, I'm the huge AEW fan. I don't make any bones about it. But even I understand that it was only a couple years ago, and I'm not saying that it's necessarily completely faded. But NXT was truly the alternative wrestling show, you know, to WWE. Juggernaut, couldn't be touched, rabid fan base. And although they've done a lot of interesting things lately, most notably with like Hit Row and everything, they are just getting stripped and cut down at every turn. And it is terrible. It's terrible what's going on, because I myself might not be the biggest NXT fan, but I know there's such a passionate fan base out there that love NXT and see it as the true A show, you know, and rightfully so, because we're fans at the end of the day, you know, and regardless of what team's flag we wave, there's a reason why we wave that flag, and we're passionate about it. And so when you see a show that's so heavily beloved and has huge roots now, especially in Florida, just having their champion jobbed out on Raw and then all these cuts, it's a damn shame, man. I really don't have, like, I try to spin some light on stuff, but I haven't really had enough time to give it any thought to find any the upside to this. We're just gonna have to wait and see, and I feel bad for the bookers, man. Like I said, Diamond Mine especially. Jesus Christ, they've now had this faction stripped twice in what seems to be, I think, like just the first month since they debuted. It's crazy. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't really have much else. Well, I'll see. I'm sure you guys are. If anybody in the chat, if you're scrolling through Twitter and social media, if stuff pops up during the show, please throw it in the chat. This is obviously the most important breaking news of the evening. But we'll go on to a couple other things. You know what? Here's a funny thing: is I really prepared tonight's topics as if I had a co-host. So I'm going to have to try and, I don't know, bounce these off of myself. So the first thing was, obviously, Bray Wyatt was released last week. And now that I've had some time to sit on it and think about, you know, possibly why this man has been released, I'm definitely not the first person with this thought, but I do feel like it's worth airing out there, is that Bray Wyatt is a combination of everything WWE does not want in a superstar right now. WWE very much wants guys that can fill any role. You can reshape, remold guys at a whim. Think of your Seth Rollins, or even probably one of the best examples is Liv Morgan. You know, you had the Riot Squad, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Ruby Riott, by all means, very talented, and she could probably play multiple roles, but her character, her look and character kind of forces her into a smaller lane as far as range on the types of characters she can portray. Whereas Liv Morgan has a lot more range. They obviously have done like the punk rock thing. They did the whole "I'm trying to find myself" character. They can ramp up the like the sexualization or stuff that they tried to do. I mean, hell, remember the Lana stuff. And I think Bray Wyatt, circling back, I think Bray Wyatt, this is partly one of the reasons why it was an easy let go for the man. For one, he probably cost a lot of money. And two, not going to lean too much into the rumors that he was becoming protective of his character. But if you think about it, his character does need protecting. You can't have the Fiend eating a bunch of L's and then still have this aura of like unstoppable monster, And Bray Wyatt, lastly, is a very creative person. If there's anything that we've learned over time is they don't really want guys that are pitching a whole ton of ideas. That's why they have a whole writer's room. They want the writers to be able to go ahead. Here's your story. Go ahead and go out there and do it. And so the wrestlers themselves coming up with these creative ideas, it might not be exactly what WWE is looking for. I'm not saying it justifies letting him go, but I think that's truly what it comes down to. Is just he's overqualified, let's say, for WWE, and they're just not interested in that type of superstar, and that was kind of my theory on why they let Bray Wyatt go. This is one where granted, I can't believe at this point, even with it being a week old, it's like almost old news with all the stuff coming out. But if you have any theories on why you think Bray Wyatt was let go, please let me know in the comments. And of course, if you're in the live chat, go ahead, spill it here, man. What else did we have going on? The next question is that kind of follows this up and I've thought this too, and I really do kind of think it is AEW's roster too bloated. It seems like a joke now that whenever somebody is released from WWE, the first thought is they're going to AEW, and then half of the second thought is let's make them the new leader of the Dark Order. Not so much focus on the Dark Order stuff. If you're interested in an opinion on that matter, go watch She Elite Showcase that aired last night. It should be up on YouTube by now, on our youtube.com/SmackDraw podcast. Katie and Savannah went into good detail about how they feel of all the rumors of people that should go over to like Dark Order and stuff, or at least not rumors, but people thinking that's what people should do. But back to the roster. It's huge, ain't it, at this point? The AEW roster is man, it's so big. And you know what? And maybe it's not as big as it initially seems, because a lot of people that show up on Dark and Dark Elevation are not signed. But even then, AEW's roster, I wonder if I can get a quick peek at how many people are actually signed with AEW right now. Let's see if I can do a quick Google search. How many people are signed with All Elite Wrestling? 108 wrestlers. Jeez Louise. Okay. This is via GameSpot, July 15th this year. Holy moly. That is 108 wrestlers to fill what's soon to be 3 hours of cable television. Good Lord. Okay. It's crazy how quickly this brand has grown in the 3 years it's been on television. There's a lot of talk, and this isn't going to be a discussion so much about is AEW competition to WWE? Of course, Cody Rhodes declared on Wednesday that they are, but that's up for debate. It's not so much about that. Is in 3 years, AEW's ratings are at time of recording, week over week, at least half of what Raw and SmackDown are doing. And their pay-per-views are doing really well. Their roster is huge. It seems like they're trying to build their value as fast as they can. My theory in this is they're trying to secure that network deal similar to what WWE has with Fox and USA. Now, I'm not saying that AEW, when their deal with TNT is up, are going to secure a $250 million deal. But it kind of feels like that's what they're doing, is they're trying to add as much value to themselves as they can as quickly as possible. So when it comes time to re-up their contract with the network, that they can probably secure a pretty sweet deal. Now, back to the roster. Over 100 wrestlers for 3 hours of television every week. That is, well, no wonder we have a shitload of factions in AEW. No wonder there's so many factions. So my question really is, my open thought here is, how do you manage that? How do you manage that many wrestlers? How do you give that much shine to everybody? Like, no wonder we have Dark and Dark Elevation. So we're getting people consistently put in front of fans in their building. And of course, Tony Khan came out the other week, and what was initially thought to be a dig at WWE, I think he just plainly said, they don't have a performance center. That's Dark is their performance center. Dark and Dark Elevation. But even with that being said, man, that's got to make you hesitant, on how many people you sign. It's mind-boggling to me personally. Yeah, I don't know what you would do, and as larger names keep getting released, the idea of like signing with AEW becomes like more and more like, well, you could sign, but what are the odds right now? Because I've always referred to the company as very top heavy. Off the top of my head, I mean, you got Kenny Omega, you got Hangman Page, you got Christian kind of lingering around that top tier, even though he's not going to be a top guy. And then you got the rumors of CM Punk. You got, of course, Daniel Bryan, Malachi Black. You have a lot of these guys in the top picture, and yeah, it's really weird. Bray Wyatt, if he comes over, I mean, at this point, at what point are you gonna have? You're gonna get big guys that are gonna come over, and Rusev. I mean, fucking Miro, man. Jesus, John Moxley. You got Lance Archer. All of these guys could be world champions. Pac, Penta, Rey Fenix. Those are world champs right there too. Andrade. This is top heavy. These are not like mid-card guys. These are world champs. Every last one of them. And it's just crazy, like how stacked this roster is, and with it being stacked, it's gonna feel bloated. And I know I'm a very early person to say this, but it's like we're already gearing towards like we're gonna need to have a conversation within the next year or two of already doing a brand split with these guys, in my opinion. Granted, the whole logistics of securing contracts and all that stuff I don't think about. I'm thinking about just realistically, how could I watch these top guys get decent amount of shine week in and week out? And it's like you're already kind of stuck with, well, is exactly what Raw and SmackDown are doing. You're just going to need to have two shows. That way you can focus on two different rosters weekly. Yeah, I don't know. But in my opinion, as much as I love AEW, man, that roster is pretty bloated as it is. What else? Speaking of Malachi Black, he debuted this week. Fantastic debut. What do you guys think? Wait, hold on, Bama, before I get on to this. It will be a brand split, or will be stories continue Dynamite to Rampage, and then just have a few different matches on each. Have they said? I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that last part. But Malachi Black debuted on Dynamite this week, completely steamrolled Cody. I see a lot of people, they were crapping on this because, let's be honest, Cody Rhodes. AEW, can you stop overthinking things? honestly, I don't know if it's Cody Rhodes. I mean, it must be because we always hear the rumors. These guys are kind of given some creative freedom. So I imagine the idea came from Cody. But can we stop overthinking these big angles? Malachi Black comes out. He squashes Cody 5 minutes. Cody comes up, gives some punch-drunk, half-ass retirement speech, which nobody's buying, by the way. That ended up taking longer than the damn match. Granted, it still served the same purpose. It got Malachi Black over. He came over. He destroyed Cody Rhodes. Everyone complains about Cody not eating enough L's, but the thing about it is you have Cody be dominant, so when he does get destroyed, it means more. It's just Cody doesn't know how to stick the landing. He got destroyed by Brody Lee, only to come back, I think, less than a month later and get his belt back. And in this time, he gets destroyed by Malachi Black, who Malachi doesn't even celebrate in the ring. He just walks off, and because he knows it's Cody's moment to shine, it's already predetermined. And like I said, he still came out and hit Cody, but you're overthinking this. Just lay down. You were just knocked out, you know? Although I'm not going to lie, Tony Schiavone doing his best Joe Rogan trying to interview Cody Rhodes while he was completely out of it, I thought was hilarious. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Cody, he's going to take time off. I think he's got to film the Go Big show, where I guess a bunch of celebrities just encourage like Paul White to do a bunch of cool stuff. I don't know what the hell the show's about. But he's got to go film that show. And when he comes back, dude, he just needs to it's going to go on. He can't get this W back. He can't get this win back. It's absolute garbage if he comes back and takes us back from Malachi. I'm not going to be pessimistic. I'm going to err on the side that Cody should be self-aware enough that everyone's comparing him to Homelander, where, you know, on the surface, you obviously look like the hero, but everyone kind of knows you're a dick and you're a narcissist, and public opinion's really changing on you in a hurry. And I would hope that Cody Rhodes has enough self-awareness to lean into this. Yeah, because I remember at Charlotte, we were booing the hell out of Cody. Everybody was when he was out there. So yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with that. Speaking of Charlotte, let's go ahead. I'm going to touch on this bit. Max Caster. All right. So Max Caster comes out on Charlotte. This, if you're been living under a rock, this aired on Tuesday. This was filmed on Wednesday, which I was there live. And if you look at my Twitter, I actually posted the video. I didn't realize how big of a deal it would become when it actually aired. On Tuesday, Max Caster came out, did one of his stupid raps. However, the people he went after was Simone Biles. He made a joke about mental health issues. He made a Duke lacrosse team joke, which is a reference to the rape allegations back in, I think, 2006, I want to say. And then, of course, referenced, God, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. Why is it floating? Jesus. Julia Hart, I want to say. Julia Hart, I think, referenced her lady parts. So obviously, social media. I'm not gonna be condescending or anything, but I do want to offer a counter thought to the mass backlash this received. For one, it really wasn't that bad. It's not. So let's break this down, okay? It started off with Simone Biles, and the gut reaction is you can't make fun of people who have mental health issues. You can't joke about mental health issues. Folks, I'm sitting here in front of you who's been riddled with mental health issues for half of my life. And I gotta tell you, I didn't find no issue with it. and humor, to be honest, is what got me through a lot of my own personal issues. Being perfectly speaking, a couple people close to me know I'm actually kind of going through some stuff too right now. And I got to tell you, man, it's fine. And let's strip away mental health thing for a little bit too, and talk about Simone Biles. Simone Biles, the best gymnast on the planet, probably ever. This is an athlete, caliber, like the highest of caliber athlete. She is in the top 0.01% on this planet. I promise you, this woman has put up with more adversity and more like trash talk in her life that Max Caster would never make this lady's radar. This dude, you think Simone Biles would be bothered by this? Hell no. You can't be bothered by stupid shit like this and accomplish the incredible things that woman has accomplished. I'm sorry, man, but you all don't need to come out to protect Simone Biles when it comes to this. And then, like I said, when you're also coming at, like, you can't joke about mental health issues. No one gets to speak for an entire group of people. Okay, you don't get to do that. To say that all of it, because for one, let me tell you right now, I had like I said, I'm not going to dive too deep into my personal stuff, but when it comes to the end of the day, I just wanted to fit in. And the last thing I wanted to do is walk into a room and everybody shut the fuck up and you know, like, take me out of the subject when everybody's roasting each other because everyone's worried that I'm going to be too sensitive or I'm going to feel a certain way. I'm just going to want to be like everybody else, man. Don't take someone off the menu because all you're doing is segregating them even further. What's going on? Katie says Desmond Troy has just been released. Jesus Christ, man. All right. Yeah. And then yeah, I don't know, man. The Max Caster bullshit was just overblown, man. It was overblown. It was a bad rap. Y'all got Tony Khan to backpedal on the shit. Now he says he's gonna take further control. It's just, dude, it's not against the law to be offensive. That's the thing, though. I'm not saying his shit wasn't offensive. It's just it's not against the law to be offensive anymore, or to just in general. You know, it's at the end of the day, we're supposed to be adults, folks. Just handle your shit. If something offends you, cool, let it offend you, and just act accordingly. Well, anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. I don't know, man. I don't know. Everything else actually is kind of minor from this. John Cena spoke on. I forget who he was interviewed by, but he spoke and said that he wishes that he could have a fountain of youth, so he can contribute more. But he openly admitted that WWE's reliance on fading talent, older talent, kind of makes him less stable going forward, which is not new news. It's just kind of surprising that John Cena's saying it. And then what else we got here? Ronda Rousey, she made comments. What the hell did Ronda Rousey say again? This was pretty funny. This has people divided. Katie covered this last night too, and I think we had a similar opinion. I think, okay, so this is what the quote was. She said it on Twitter. She says, "I've seen the same fans chanting 'We want Wyatt' last night," referencing the Goldberg and Bobby Lashley segment. And she says the same fans that were chanting that were also chanting "We want beach balls" over Bray Wyatt's performances. If the WWE treated him like he was expendable, it was because the ungrateful idiots did first. There's no lie there. I mean, if you look, a lot of people were shitting on him online and everything. It's funny. A lot of people did shit on his character a whole lot, and WWE didn't do it much favors with some of his matches. But she's not lying. At the same time, Ronda Rousey also won't hesitate to go at the fans, because, boy, the WWE fans really got under her skin whenever she was in the company, which that's just a hilarious dynamic too. To think that Ronda Rousey, just one of the toughest people on the planet, paper thin skinned when it comes to fan backlash. But once again, I completely agree with her. There was a huge portion of people that shit on Bray while he was there, and then all of a sudden now that he's released, they're up in arms. Dude, just keep the same energy. If you didn't like him then, it's okay. It's okay, you know. And then lastly, Ric Flair. Ric Flair, man. He was released recently too. I find it hilarious, man. I find it hilarious. It's not a big deal. I remember there was reports that were trying to hype it up like a huge WWE release. It turned out it was Ric Flair. Dude, he wants to go have fun on AEW. That's what he wants to do. He wants to go have some fun. Do you guys think there's going to be some type of Four Horsemen reunion? Last I heard, him and Arn had some beef or something, but you know, they if he goes over to AEW, you got 3 of the 4 Horsemen right there ready to go. You know, you got Tully and Arn right there. And then shit, this is where my stupid brain, whenever I try to think of something, just draw a blank. JJ Dillon, that's right. Who else was in the 4? There was like a couple, right? There was like honorary members and shit. Original 4 Horsemen right here. No, you guys are gonna roast me. What is it right here? The original 4 Horsemen. Ric Flair, Ole and Arn Anderson. That's right. Tully Blanchard. And then with J.J. Dillon, who was serving as manager. That's right. J.J. Dillon was on the outside. I knew there was a caveat to that shit. Thank you, Bama. And then, of course, yeah, there was a whole bunch of other versions of it that went on afterwards. Dean Malenko, that's true. Yeah, you could throw Dean in there. Oh, man, that'd be cool. Have Dean come out. Man, do you remember how much heat MJF got when he attacked Dean and then insulted him? Boy, dude. It was nuclear heat, man. People love Dean. All right, let's check on really quick because that's honestly everything I had lined up. It would have taken longer if I had somebody else to talk about it with, but let's check this out right here real quick. NXT release. Let's see. So apparently these releases are a part of house cleaning, major changes. Okay, that's stuff we already saw. There's a gif of here. It says the IWC jumping Vince McMahon and Nick Khan. Yeah, I know, man. I know a lot of people getting mad. Bronson Reed, though, and Bobby Fish. You know, Bobby Fish doesn't surprise me. I was sitting there just hoping. I was like, God, Bobby, I hope they got something lined up for you because you're the odd man out in the Undisputed Era breaking up. And son of a bitch, they really didn't have nothing for him. Not surprised. Yeah. God, man, they released do you think the people behind the scenes at SmackDown knew? You think the people at SmackDown actually knew that these guys are getting released? I doubt it. They don't tell the talent anybody. I love these posts. Anytime there's more releases, they always talk about the WWE 2K developers, how pissed off they've got to be because they just keep having to cut guys out of the game. Yeah, man. I don't know. If I'm Adam Cole, who it was rumored that he was approached with a contract either today or yesterday. I can't recall. Dude, I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm hightailing it the fuck out. I am hightailing it out. I'm going to hang out with my Bullet Club friends. And, yeah, I'm getting the hell out. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I don't think he was approached with a contract, by the way. Tony Khan came out and said that he wasn't. I believe it is official though. His contract is up. He's working an extension through SummerSlam. The man, I guess, the day after SummerSlam could pop up anywhere he wants to be. But I don't believe he was approached officially with a contract because I believe that is like illegal. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's illegal. But it wouldn't surprise me if, say, like the Young Bucks were like, hey, this is how much we're paying people over here. This is how much like a big star would make if they came over here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It wouldn't surprise me if, that conversation was being had. If you remember correctly, I believe they used to do this stuff all the time over in WCW. I think like by proxy, so we're not officially offering you a contract, but I mean, if you're wondering how much other guys similar make, yeah. But I'm not going to lie, man. If I'm Adam Cole, I am hightailing it. There's nothing left in NXT. And you had a brief experience on the main roster, but you really don't, man, it's not like WWE's giving you much faith that they're going to take care of you and give you like proper push, let's say. I don't know, man. But yeah, I would definitely be hightailing it the shit out there. Bama says, imagine Charlotte coming over and her facing Cody Flair versus Rhodes on Marquee. Oh my God, I know. Speaking of the Marquee, WWE needs to really update their production trucks. So many pictures are coming out of released WWE stars. Their big faces being plastered on the WWE production trucks. I have a theory. Adam Cole told Vince that he wasn't sure, or even said no. And then Vince pulled the trigger and told Nick Khan, do it. If NXT poster child doesn't want to sign, we'll kill everything around him. Yeah, that's crazy. But Adam Cole, most likely, you know what this is, just negotiating. He has all the power now. He has all the power. He can tease both sides and get a hell of a good deal wherever he ends up. But yeah, man. It's crazy. What a crazy day. What a crazy week. It's nuts when the stories of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan signing with another company are so easily put on the back burner as talking topics because of all the other crazy shit that's going on. That's just how crazy of a week it's been. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in really quick for this brief show. Sorry I don't have more material lined up. It's okay. We'll be back next Friday. We'll have more. I'll have a guest lined up. It's going to be a ton of fun. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that crazy stuff to help out the show. Follow us on Twitch. And make sure to tune in Sunday, 8:30, when me and RN do the rewind. Until next time, like always, y'all have a good one.